9 makeup mistakes that you might be making and how to fix them. So number one is, as we age, we start to get drier. We need more moisture, and you need to add something on top of that. This is a trick to use. It's a setting spray, but I spray it on before I put all my makeup on. So I put this on, it's got glycerin and stuff in it, so it helps plump up the skin before I start anything. Number 2 mistake that you might be making that's making your makeup not look good: not using a primer. I use this one by Hourglass. It is small, like I just use a tiny bit, go around my nose. You'll start seeing in the cutaways that I do. I put around my nose, an area maybe up here, where I kind of, by the end of the day, kind of lose my makeup. This helps make it stay without putting more makeup, more products, more powders. That just makes you start to look older than you are. It starts to seep into the skin, into the wrinkles, and it just never looks good. So this helps just kind of leave it on top and kind of minimize the pores and stuff. So I know people are either gonna love this or hate this, but I think wearing full coverage foundation sometimes on an everyday basis, this is gonna be like everyday makeup, can make you look older. It doesn't matter if it's a 12-hour foundation where it says, oh, it'll last you all day. Too much makeup will get into your lines. It doesn't matter. So my tip is to use a hydrating skin tint type makeup. This is Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. Now this is a hydrating one. That's my suggestion, to use a hydrating foundation, a light foundation that gives you coverage. I also like, it's expensive, but the Armani Luminous Silk one, that one is good too. Now I can do a thin layer, and at night if I was going to like a wedding or something, I can put another layer on, a small thin layer, and it still looks like your skin. That's my biggest tip, is you want your skin to look radiant, glowing, lit from within. And you don't get that by using full foundation, like full coverage foundation. You just don't get that lit from within. Using some kind of skin tint, this is a good one. It's what I have on now, and I really like it. It stays on all day. I can always add it in the areas. I have freckles, I have some sun damage, usually around here. I can put a little bit more there, but I really like this, and it shears out nice. Using too much under eye concealer will make you look old, crepey, dried, every word that we don't want as a 50-year-old and above. My best suggestion is to use a corrector. This was Bobbi Brown in Peach. I use a peach tone. I have a lot more blue. It's very emollient. You just kind of put it. Most women get darker here and darker through here. You need to color correct that, because that means you'll use less concealer. It will help with the fine lines. Now, sure, you see makeup artists and you see a lot of TikTokers, and they are putting it everywhere. That is for the 20 and 30-year-olds, something that it doesn't sink into their skin like ours. We start getting a little more crepier here. So this helps with less concealer that I'm going to show you. So if you don't even wear any foundation, this is the one thing you do need to do, is do that and conceal, and then the eyelids. Put some mascara, some lip gloss, and maybe a little blush. That's all you really need. Anytime you have darkness, it makes it push back, and you want to lighten it up because it pushes it forward. So this is a must. If one thing you don't change, it's this. Concealer and how to use it. So I think putting a dot, and I mean a dot here and on the lid and around your nose, maybe here, maybe there, a dot. And then the trick is, you're putting way too much. If you're putting it here and then here, it's just too much. And then you're putting foundation, just think of that. It's just, you're putting so many layers, and it just is not gonna sit well over time. 6, 7, 8 hours of you wearing it. So the trick is to put a dot, and I'm dark through here. So I don't want to move it here. Like, I don't want that. I want to pat it down, pat it around. is kind of your concealing. So I literally only need a dot. I don't need all that. And then I conceal here too, and then up in here, and then around my nose, and maybe here if I want to do that. But this is going to, you're going to use less of this product. I don't care. And I always use a type of creamy, emollient, hydrating. Use some kind of concealer that says that. A serum. Those are going to be thinner though. But this is a little thick on the thicker side. But yeah, when I was in my 30s, yeah, I could put it all the way across there and it looked good all day. Not in my 50s and beyond. I can't anymore. You should not be doing that. So that is one of my tricks. Forward, as far as your eyes, once you do your concealer, you're gonna want to set it with a neutral eyeshadow or something like that to kind of, because it's emollient up here and you kind of want to settle that. And put an eyeshadow. I don't even have one out here. I use just whatever is in a palette that's very, very light, no shimmer, and I pat it there before I do an eyeshadow. Number 6, mistake that you might be making that's making your makeup look not good. So I have, I'm keeping it real here. This is an old time and true MAC Makeup Brown Script. This just pops blue eyes or green eyes. It's a red, brown undertone. The tip, as I take this eyeshadow, when we get older, sometimes we'll have a hooded eye here. It will start folding here. I don't do a cat eye because I have that fold there. I'm just not good at that. And plus my eyes kind of come down towards this way. So this is for the hooded eyes. When you put your shadow, you need to be looking straight into the mirror and with a resting eye. Don't bring your eyes up or close them with the eye, and then put it in and then go up. That's where I would start it. I wouldn't start anything on the lid. I would concentrate on that going up. I don't even know what it looks like because I'm looking at a camera. Anyways, you need to get your eyeshadow up higher when you have hooded eyes. If I put eyeshadow just here, not up there, I close my eye, or I would open my eyes and you can't even see shadow. So you need to put it up here. I just used one shadow. I kept it simple, one shadow. Also, the myth is you can't put shadow here. I think as we get older, we have bags and you can do like a bronzer underneath if you don't want to do a color. It just helps it kind of pop out a little bit. Anyways, I do the little shadow underneath, the same color, but I think when you have hooded eyes, you've got to do the relax and you got to bring it up. So even if you did another lid color, you need to bring this main color up so it looks like you don't have such hooded eyes. As we age, we start to lose probably in here our eyebrows and then here. I notice a lot of people will start drawing on their eyebrows higher and thicker, and when we start to lose them, I would say kind of keep it your natural shape. If you want to try to add, you can do some of those brow enhancers that will help grow your brows out a little bit. But I would keep it as its natural shape. You start to look like you're overdone. I know I have actually, mine are microbladed a couple of years ago, but you can tint your eyebrows to make them a little bit stronger so you don't have to use so much. But also, these are e.l.f.'s, and then this is NYX. I like this little brush thing. This actually gives you a lot of color. Even if you don't want to do the pencil, this actually gives you a lot of color. So I like to use this through my brows to kind of fluff them up a little bit. But I know the trend is have big fluffy brows, but I just think that trying to draw them on too much or making them too thick or too dark ages you, and it doesn't look so natural. And my philosophy is to try to look a little bit more natural, but look good. Using cream-based products. Being women over 50, we have drier skin, just cream-based products. Now, I used all these today. This bronzer is a Clinique. Don't freak out, it's dark. It's real dark. I've used it. It actually kind of broke and I stuck it in there. I don't do this and this and this. No way would I ever do that. I think that makes it too strong on the face. It takes forever to blend out. Like I said, I like things a little bit more simpler. So I just go in like this, pounce on those areas that I want and do it that way. I also do use a powder, but I do like a cream. It just melts into the skin a little bit better. Now, as far as bronzing your face, I believe concentrating on this type of area. So I'll do bronzer here. I don't do bronzer here because as we age, we start to lose volume here. And what does bronzer do? It pushes it back even further. So why are we putting bronzer on our temples after 50? I have no idea. Now, if you have full temples, yeah, you can go ahead and put bronzer. I do put bronzer higher up on my cheekbones, like in here, and then here, and then I do here. That's all where I put bronzer. Cream blushes. This is the one I use today. It's a neutral pink. I think the tip is to use more of a pink on your face. It makes you look like you are a little bit more flushed. Pink just kind of brings out a lot of good features on everybody, any skin tone. So I use this, and I used a MAC pinker, and I try to use that to bring out the pink, but I love cream blushes. I have one by Mario, Makeup by Mario, that's real pink. I think it's real pink. I love it on my cheeks. Now, I have a red undertone eyeshadow, so I don't really use that hot pink one that I have. I use more of a neutral because these kind of go together. I don't want a hot pink with a red undertone. And then the other cream bronze or cream product I use, this is Merit. This is a highlighter stick. It is really good. I've had this for a while, and like I said, I will literally, and when you do your ring finger, it's a little bit more, not so hard, you know what I'm saying? It's a light. I'll go in with my brush and then kind of blend it all in. I think when you use cream products, it's easier to blend in. I will say that. It doesn't take much. You can use your fingers if you don't want to use brushes. I always think that's a good thing. Guess what? Surprise. Yeah, I deleted a clip. So we have to kind of go back and redo number 9. Of course we did. Okay, so tip number 9 on what mistakes you might be making. Here's how to, for natural makeup. Take a lip pencil, this is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, and put it on, I obviously have it on with some lip gloss, but put it on top of your lip if it has a color, and your natural lip should almost disappear. That's where you know it's gonna be good for a natural makeup every day. The color always gonna look good on you. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're born with that color, it should already look good on you, right? So that's just my method, is to do that. This is the Pillow Talk. It's gone. I need another one. No surprise. And then I topped it with, this is new. This is the Maybelline, I think it's called the Filter Gloss. It has hyaluronic acid. I believe this is called Ice. It's real nice. I like it. It's sheer, and when you don't want to wear really any makeup, but you want a little lip gloss, this does really good. Okay, so my bonus tip for you. Okay, some people might not like me, but powders are not our best friend anymore. It's, you know, kind of like a relative. It's a friend. So a lot of people will go in with powder puffs and do all this. Well, you know, those makeup artists like Makeup Mario, I believe it's Mary Phillips and Scott Barnes and all that, they know how to manipulate it to work on your skin so it doesn't look terrible. We heavy-handed people will just pack way too much on. I used to use the Laura Mercier all the time with a puff. I don't anymore. I noticed when I was using that, even with a little, by the end of the day, my makeup would be really just like pronouncing all my wrinkles and textured skin, especially just really in this area. So my tip would be to get a fluffier type brush, and literally well, first of all, I warm it up with my finger. I tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, and then I go in and gently do this. And I purposely hold the brush back here because you're gonna have more, this is gonna be a heavy-handed, this is gonna be a lighter. So I literally will hold it like this and just tap it and just tap it, go back in and tap it where I need it, and tap it here again. I do not swirl it. I don't do that. I just literally tap and then put on. This has made a big difference with my makeup not really, the powder's not like just getting into my skin and looking not horrible. Because I will tell you, women, when we put on our makeup, we're heavy-handed, we put too much, the powders, and about 2 hours in, it's all set in. It doesn't look that great. Now, that's why I put a little primer in the areas that I feel like kind of like my nose area and around this area. They come off first, so that's why I put the primer on here, and it helps lessen the amount of powder you actually put on. So that's a tip. That's a bonus tip. So those are 9 mistakes, makeup mistakes you might be making, and tips how to fix them. So thank you again for tuning in. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and give me your makeup tip that, you know, would help us look a little bit better. Until again, next week. Bye.